That identity of that person, those habits that that person practices, that future version of you, practice that today. Once you close this video down, get your book, get your pen and paper, and start structuring your day out from today. Don't think tomorrow, because that is your old paradigm, pushing it out. You want to know why you don't have the dream girl, the dream car, the dream job, financial freedom. The truth is, it's going to hurt, but you lack discipline. If you didn't lack discipline, you wouldn't be on this video right now. You would have had all these things. You would have had your success. You would have had your dream wife, your dream car. But you're probably addicted to cheap dopamine like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even fast food and porn. Things like that give you that dopamine rush instantaneously. You probably already know how bad this is for you. I'm not even going to bother explaining. Come on, brother. Admit it to yourself. Discipline is single-handedly the most important virtue to uphold. In today's hyper-competitive society, discipline is incredibly important. If you want to have access to the top resources of the 1%, of the cars, of the money, of the women, discipline needs to be upheld. Have you noticed usually that it's the top 1 to 2% of men have access to, they have the best cars, the best houses, they have the dream woman, they have the dream life, they have financial freedom. That is because only about 1 to 2% of men out there now actually properly practice discipline in this hyper-competitive society. And if you're happy to sit back and let these men have access to these resources where you can't even dabble into, well, click off this video now. It's not for you. Now, are you going to let your lack of discipline forfeit your whole genetic lineage? And what I mean by this is your lack of discipline is going to lead you to working a subpar job, earning subpar money, having access to nowhere near as much resources as you need to have access to. What this is also going to do is you to not have access to the upper echelon of women. And these women were potentially going to be the mother of your children. Now, if you do not practice discipline now, this is going to stop you to getting access to these women, which is going to stop you from procreating and having children, which are going to continue on your genetic lineage. Your whole genetic line could stop with you if you do not practice discipline. This is how important this thing is, single-handedly. Imagine your ancestors. They've gone through famine, war, disease, all these unspeakable things to get you to where you are today. And just because you lack discipline, you're going to let all their work go for nothing. You're going to let your complete lineage, your family genetic history stop with you because you're too weak, you're too much of a pussy to enact upon discipline. Now, the hard thing to swallow as a man is it is completely your responsibility to control the outcome. You cannot blame external factors or you don't have access to this or to that or to anything, because it all stems from you, from your thoughts and what you think you're worth and who you identify with. If you constantly think that your life is too hard or you don't have access to this resource or you can't do this because it's too difficult, you don't have the time, well, that's all you're going to get. You're going to continually get what you're putting out into the universe. You're not going to have time. You're not going to have access to these resources, and you're not going to have the discipline to follow through on your goals and your projects. And that's all that's going to happen, because your old paradigm, your way of thinking will not shift. It will not change. How do I know this? Because I've been stuck in this loop for so many years thinking, why aren't I getting the results I want? Why can't I change? Why do I keep becoming undisciplined and breaking these good habits that I've spent weeks or months trying to structure, and I keep breaking them down? I'm about to show you what I've done and exactly what's worked for me in a step-by-step way. The easiest thing to have discipline is to structure your day, because this allows no room for error. And when I say structure your day, we all have 24 hours in the day. No one has 30 hours, no one has 18. So you can't come up with the excuses, I don't have the time. We all have the same time. You have the same time as me. We both have the exact 24 hours in the day. So given you have to sleep 8 hours of the day, that leaves you with 16 hours. Just say you have to work 8 hours, your everyday boring day job. That leaves you with, 8 hours left of the day. This 8 hours is crucial. You must structure these 8 hours if you want to break away from the matrix and you want your financial freedom and you want to have access to the top 1% of resources. These next 8 hours are structured so crucially that the only way you can follow this is with discipline. And here comes the part, how to cultivate this. So get yourself a pen and a piece of paper and find out in life exactly what attributes you want to grow, you want to level up in. For example, you're playing a game, you want to level up in your strength, your health, your mana, your stamina. These are all different attributes you can level up in. Real life is no different. You can level up in whatever attributes you want. For example, you might say you want to level up in your strength, your health, your looks, and your finance. So these are certain attributes that you're going to divert time to every single day for months and months and months until you reach out the max level. And this is not going to be a 1 or 2 week quick fix. This is going to take a good chunk of your younger life, but you're going to live life now how other people won't want to live. So soon you can live your life how other people can't live their lives because you have cultivated the discipline to do so. So with these 8 hours, my example would be if you want to level up your fitness, your looks, your strength, things like that, allow at least 1.5 to 2 hours a day for the gym and to travel to and from the gym. Write that down in your work block. The next thing to do would be after that, meal prep. That can be allocated an hour to meal prep. The next thing, if you want to delve deeper into your finances, allocate 2 hours a day to working on and structuring your business, consuming finance podcasts, things about crypto, like Luke Belmar's podcast, the data set, like listening to his data sets. Things like structure your day so you cannot fail. Now, the key that comes into this structuring is write out your day in a way that you can follow it. For example, the start of your day goes, I'm going to train in the gym for 1.5 hours. Then after that, I'm going to meal prep for an hour. Then after that, I'm going to my day job for 8 hours. So that's your morning structure. That's the first, 10, 12 hours of your day structured. The key here is do not move on to the next task of your day until you have completed the first task. So if you haven't gone to the gym and trained for your hour, hour and a half, whatever you've allowed for, you cannot then go ahead and meal prep, and then you cannot go ahead to your day job. All those other things get pushed out for the day. So you're going to learn very fast how important it is to have discipline and to stick to your daily structure, because you're going to stick to this. If you don't go to the gym, then you can't go to your day job and you lose a day's pay, or you have to call in sick or whatever it is. This is going to it's going to wake you up really quickly to show you what areas of your life you're disciplined in and what areas you're not disciplined in. Now, what this is going to do as you start to figure this out and you have this structure written out and you follow this to a T, each day is a small win. You've ticked off the gym, you've ticked off your meal prep, you've ticked off your day job, then you've ticked off spending 2 hours investing into yourself, personal development, growth, learning about business. If that's what you want to do, if that's the tribute you want to level up, then as you start winning each day by day, you start building momentum. Once you start the habit, after you do this for about 6 weeks or 8 weeks, you've ingrained this habit, you started to cause a paradigm shift in your mind. This causes an identity shift. You now no longer assimilate with the person who you used to be, who was addicted to video games, who was addicted to porn, who was addicted to TikTok and these cheap dopamine hits. You'll now learn to work for your dopamine. And this identity shift is going to be one of the best things that can happen to you in your entire life. Once you shift this identity, watch everything level up in your life. Watch the people you attract into your life completely change. You will probably lose and let go and shed a lot of your old friend groups, and because your identity is locked in with those old friend groups. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. You will probably lose contact with these people, and you will create new relationships and friendships with new people who have leveled up and who you are resonating with on this higher vibration. And this will continually change throughout your life as your vibration raises and increases, and as you cultivate more and more discipline and become more and more successful throughout your entire life. Old friend groups will leave and new friend groups will come into play. You will probably have, a small handful, or not even, you may have one person that will come along this journey with you. And for that, be grateful. If you do have someone that will level up alongside you, then be grateful for that person that you can do this. But a lot of this time, it's a very lonely solo path. It's a solo mission that you have to get through. It's like playing a campaign in a video game. Once you complete that quest, you leave that part of the quest behind and you move on to a new quest or to a new mission. And in that new mission, you introduce new people and new things and new attributes. Life is the same. You're going to leave those bad habits and those bad friend, or I shouldn't say bad, but those old friend groups and those old people behind to make room for this new paradigm and this new identity. Once you shift into this new identity, that's when momentum starts to happen. That's when speed starts to happen. You compound momentum with speed, and then you start to get success, and then everything just starts to flow like a cascade effect. But this will not happen if you don't begin discipline in the early stages of structuring your day, structuring your life, following a regimented routine, and breaking your old paradigm and habits. You need to break your old habits and lose your old identity. Create this new identity of who you want to become, and envision in your mind, in 6 months' time, I'm going to be this person. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do my cold showers. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to have an amazing physique. I'm going to be making X amount of dollars every month. That identity of that person, those habits that that person practices, that future version of you, practice that today. Once you close this video down, get your book, get your pen and paper, and start structuring your day out from today. Don't think tomorrow, because that is your old paradigm, pushing it out. I guarantee you, how many times you said you're going to start something and you haven't done it? Come on, do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. The only time you're going to actually start shifting your paradigm is by tricking your body. Your body is going to expect you to do a certain thing, a certain process. After this video, you would go and eat, you'd make a coffee, you'd go and watch more YouTube, and you'd burn more and more time. Trick your body. Go jump in a shower, have a cold shower, do something that's out of the ordinary that your body would think, okay, what the hell's going on here? This is not my normal routine. This is not my normal pattern. I've started to break away. Continue to do this. Continue to shift your habits and your patterns until you destroy and completely break down your old paradigm and personality and rebuild it from the ground up. You cannot make this new personality if you don't start shifting it now, because your old paradigm will keep creeping in. It'll keep wanting to claw you back to the old comfortable ways. It wants to be comfortable. It wants to be the same. It does not want to change. It doesn't want to die. This old personality of you is in there. It's like you're trying to kill someone or something, and it's doing everything it can to survive, to claw onto reality. But it is your job now to kill this old paradigm, cultivate discipline, and start leading the life you really want to live. And start structuring your day. Start taking these small wins and build momentum, build speed, then build success, and build the life you want. I hope this helps you guys. Now, I do offer personal one-on-one coaching for this and how to shift your paradigm. You can see this on my Instagram too. So check the links below for my Instagram and my email. If you have any more questions, reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you and work with you guys.